Hello everyone and welcome back to the Backrooms Survival Guide. I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going over Facelings, which their habitats are cosmopolitan areas. Facelings are humanoid species which hardly require introduction, a common sight across a multitude of levels. They're familiar to most anyone remotely acquainted with the Backrooms. These entities are primarily recognized for their striking similarity to humans, both in biology and behavior. The anatomical structure of Facelings strongly resembles that of a human's, though they do not appear to actually need internal organs to live or function. Facelings also mimic human practices, roles, and routines, often in a manner which exhibits limited understanding of their purposes in human life. Additionally, the creatures seem to mirror human population patterns. Facelings predominantly inhabit levels with urban environments and are significant human populations, including level 11. Any level with even a trace of human architecture is likely to carry with it a faceling population. Moreover, the number of facelings is thought to be correlated to human population size, though they have always been common as humanity has proliferated across the backrooms in recent years. Facelings appear to have increased in abundance as well. Facelings have existed since ancient times. Their presence have been documented extensively over the ages. Throughout ancient artwork, folklore, and written texts, in particular accurate archives of the lost, suggest that this species has been and remains in the process of evolution. Members of the group have kindly provided the MEG with various historical records of Entity 9, enough to allow for an in-depth examination of their evaluation across the eons. The oldest illustration of Facelings, presently discovered, depicts them as monstrous amalgamations of skin, flesh, mismatched body parts, and organs, rather similar to clumps. Development of the species thereafter is evident that from brief excerpts that of scriptures cited, translated with the help of the lost. Initial sources describe Facelings as mindless yet often malevolent beings. However, detailed or individual accounts of Facelings demonstrating hostility have never been recovered. Even today, there are only a few alleged reports of adult Facelings retaliating in self-defense. Several theories have been proposed as explanations of the existence and evolutionary process of Entity 9. The most widely accepted of these posits the Facelings are Backrooms' attempts at replicating humankind. Ever since our race first manifested with its confines, the process is believed to be analogous to that of level generation. Just many front room replica levels appear to be constructed within a resemblance to real front rooms locations. These entities are created in like fashion as the facsimile of the human inhabitants of these places, through imperfectly warped and twisted, as the levels often are. Furthermore, though these attempts at replicating humans were initially deformed and not quite right, it is thought that the process of natural selection even eventually began to occur. As imperfect specimens perished quickly, more well-developed specimens started taking over, driving the course of evolution through trial and error. This process has moreover resulted in a diversification of the species. Akin to genetic branching, there exists a plethora of distinct types of facelings today, with characteristics which vary widely between the types. Polygonal facelings. There are some facelings that do not possess regular human-like appearances, being widely different from their common counterparts. One such bizarre variation is known as polygonal facelings. As their name suggests, the bodies of the variants are composed of large, flat, polygonal surfaces. Though they remain roughly humanoid in shape, they appear much more awkward and boxy, bearing similarity to early three-dimensional video game characters. Their skin is rough, dry, and flaky to the touch. Evidence suggests that polygonal facelings received their strange appearance through inadvertent no-clipping. The exact mechanics behind such an adverse reaction is unknown, but it is assumed that their already unstable body structures are unable to withstand the pressure of cross-dimensional travel. Shadow facelings. A variant known as shadow facelings has pitch-black spectral bodies. They tend to be found spontaneously levitating within darker regions of the backrooms. They also seem to be drawn towards sources of light. Compared to common facelings, these specimens are much more easily agitated. These facelings are prone to fright and defensive aggression in the presence of people, although they do not appear to possess the strength to cause significant harm. Furthermore, they are easily distracted with flashlights or torches, making them easy to evade. Many wanderers who have encountered these facelings have noted similarities between their behaviors to those of smilers. Even so, no relation between the two entities have yet been discovered. Memory facelings are an exceptionally unique faceling variant. They are exceedingly rare, with under 20 documented and verified reports presently in existence, making research into their odd properties challenging. Facelings of this type are known to assume the appearance of loved ones of wanderers who are in close proximity, though naturally they continue to lack facial features in this state. It is theorized that they access and respond to the memories of a wanderer in order to shift between different forms. Other than the physical change, these variations also seem to attempt to replicate that yawn snuck up on me. The mannerisms and routines of the person they are attempting to mimic. The sight of long-lost loved ones can provoke rather emotional responses from wanderers who encounter this variant. Though some connection with the memory worm is suspected, there is presently no explanation for how memory facelings possess these abilities. As their outward appearance suggests, facelings anatomically resemble human beings. Though malformed on the inside, aside from their visible lack of facial features, most of their organs are severely underdeveloped and are usually only partially functional. Description of these creatures physiologically possess is a complex task, as the exact bodily demands of facelings differ from specimen to specimen. However, in general, facelings do not even seem to need the organs they commonly lack in order to survive and operate. For example, though they have missing mouths and incomplete digestive tracts, they do not require food. And though they do not possess eyes, they move around as if they were able to see. Instead, the half-formed organs of facelings appear to cause more harm than help. Though facelings' organs often do not contribute actively to their survival, they are prone to failure in their partially developed state, causing complications which can hurt or even kill the faceling. As a result of their dysfunction, organs have been known to rot, rupture, or grow tumors, which overtake the working bodily systems. The majority of the facelings die naturally as a result of such organ failures. The life cycle of facelings is another subject of biological interest. Facelings have not been observed to procreate, but instead apparently come into being randomly or spontaneously generate in levels they inhabit. The physical appearance of any given faceling is not indicative of their actual age, as it is believed that these creatures may be generated to outwardly resemble any human age group. Following generation, facelings usually proceed to the age as normal human beings do. Facelings resembling infants upon generation are often more fully developed. This is most likely due to the relative simplicity of human infants and their anatomy. Compared to human adults, however, faceling infants also tend to die rather quickly as their internal organs fail to develop beyond infancy and are unable to sustain their growth. Facelings generated as children or adolescents face similar issues. They're often developmentally stunted, though a substantial proportion of them are able to mature and survive into late adulthood. Generated adult facelings face fewer complications and are frequently able to survive into old age. Most significantly, some recent specimens appear to have begun the final stage of evolutionary development. Occasional reports of the faceling possessing apparent facial organs, such as a single eye or ear, have existed for quite some time. However, in recent years, a marked number of facelings have begun to exhibit complete, though malformed sets of facial features. Unlike their faceless counterparts, these evolved specimens seem to both possess and rely on more complete internal systems, which work well with their previously absent facial features. For instance, along with their noses, evolved faces have a more complete respiratory system and actively breathe air. Despite this, the newly evolved facial organs continue to suffer critical defects. The nostrils are usually partially fused together, causing severe respiratory problems. Though they are able to see and rely on sight to navigate, the eyeballs of these specimens are small and primitive, resulting in myopia. Their mouths lack any lips and often remain wide open due to underdevelopment of jaws. Their ears are also flattened and produce excessive amounts of earwax, which obstruct the inner auditory canal, such that their hearing is limited. Apart from their facial features, evolved facelings present psychological developments in a few other key areas as well. As with ordinary facelings, the hair on evolved facelings' heads is fully present. Evolved specimens have, however, begun to develop additional body and facial hair. Even so, eyebrows and eyelashes tend to be absent, such that their eyes remain susceptible to dirt and infection. Furthermore, the remains of a few deceased individuals demonstrate a fully formed skeletons, though they continue to exhibit the brittleness characteristic of bones of regular facelings. Most facelings are essentially docile. While their exact activities may vary, they tend to occupy themselves with attempts to replicate all manner of human roles and routines. These creatures have gone so far to emulate human culture, traditions, and religious practices. Specimens have been frequently observed celebrating festivals such as Christmas or Halloween, wearing traditional clothing and even engaging behaviors resembling prayer. Yet in spite of this obsession, the creatures demonstrate a fundamental lack of understanding of human society and often engage in activities with little sense of logic, intentionally, or higher purpose. A faceling working as a cashier may willingly receive any sum of money without regard for the actual value of a purchase. A faceling office worker may perpetually remain at his desk, typing randomly on the keyboard of his unpowered computer terminal, never leaving to rest. A faceling pedestrian may follow the same predetermined route through the streets day after day, without variation and without question. These creatures have been observed to interact with one another rather amicably. In spite of their lack of sensory organs, they appear to clearly understand each other and often attempt to replicate regular human social interactions. To varying degrees of success, specimens have been observed waving to those whom they recognize, engaging in conversations, and pausing their daily routines to help others in need. Within some levels, the entities even demonstrate intelligent collective behaviors. Facelings are known to form friendships or find romantic partners, and even establish large families, with adults adopting child facelings as their own. However, facelings are well known for being easily angered by even small disturbances. These emotional episodes can escalate to full-on outbursts, especially when they are intentionally assaulted. Facelings in this state are known to physically attack what aggravated them, as well as generally causing destruction to the surrounding environment. However, physically weaker than most human adults, angry facelings are relatively easy to evade. Psychological research has shown that the entities seem to have poor impulse control and struggle with proper emotional regulation overall. This is almost certainly the cause of their poor assessment of an aggravated response to the perceived threats. Brain scans of facelings have determined that this is likely due to a smaller and more primitive frontal lobe. Though they may lack strength, provoking a faceling is inadvisable, and particularly so if more of them are close by. The entities become exceptionally aggressive if they notice any intentional attempt to harm one of their kind. They will do anything in their power to defend each other, and especially to protect child facelings. Facelings are also known to react more strongly if they possess close social or familial bonds to victims. Notably, child facelings have been reported as the most aggressive and unstable during outbursts because their brain is even less developed. They lack the ability to regulate emotions at all, and are frequently unable to distinguish right from wrong. When upset, they immediately begin hitting and scratching anyone nearby, and may injure themselves in the process. Applying traditional techniques to calm human children appearance effective. Following these encounters, it soon became clear that the Facelings excuse me, are capable of intelligent communication and social cooperation with humanity. An initiative to teach intelligent language to Facelings has been approved and is currently spearheaded by the recent promoted entity research specialist Zina Knight. Under the program, operatives have discovered that evolved specimens were able to learn sign language and writing much more quickly. Many are already able to communicate in this manner proficiently on their own. The initiative next hopes to teach vocalization by using the alphabet, in hopes of teaching these specimens to communicate with verbal human speech. It is believed that over the course of many years, with further evolution aided by such human intervention, the majority of evolved Facelings were able to speak in simple, coherent sentences, while their faceless counterparts were able to fully comprehend sign language and writing. Do treat Facelings kindly and respect their boundaries. Attempt to communicate with them if you are in need. Most Facelings are more than glad to offer what assistance they can. Report any sighting of new Facelings facing variants. Don't taunt, provoke, or attack these entities. Present yourself as a threat when encountering them, or teach offensive words or terms to any Faceling. Alrighty guys, that is it for this one. Pretty lengthy one. But I hope this helps you on your survival in the Backrooms. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss any future content. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.